You can see it in her face. What a tough break.
There's a look at Stacey Galloway down on the sidelines. And that knee taking a tremendous beating on the dismount. But what a courageous performance just to get up on the bars. Now we move to Australia, and Joanna Hughes, their superstar, on the vault.
This is the 1 week event for the Australian team. Most of the women are performing the front handspring, front tuck mount, but it's only out of a 9.7. A very low scoring vault in this competition, and I believe they have 3 competitors that are performing the same vault.
9.2 and 9.325 for Joanna Hughes. She'll keep the 9.325 and really won't do Australia any favors with that score. Teams are expected to make up some ground on the vault, and Australia has failed to do that. There's an 8.8 for Stacey Galloway on the uneven bars, and that in spite of an obvious injury to both her knees. So now the pressure falls squarely on the shoulders of Jaime Hill, the youngest member of this Canadian team. And it all comes down to this, Alfie. She's got to come up with a great routine.
Simply put, you just have to hit your routine, and Jaime has done this 1,000 times before, and she is being put in a very difficult position. Third person up for Canada. Needs a great one right here, Scott.
Canada has never lost team gold in women's gymnastics at the Commonwealth Games. Of course, Alfie, you were a part of that team in 1978, and then a handy win in 1990 in Auckland. Stella Umeh, a part of that team. And everyone expected Team Canada to be the class of the field today at Memorial Arena. Now they're in trouble.
Release skill right off the top. Nicely done. She has 1 more of those skills planned. And she gets back up to the high bar. It's coming up right here. Second to Tkachev, nicely performed. I think the big concern, however, is Jaime's dismount. A very difficult double front with a half twist. She does the job.
Tell you what, when Team Canada needs a routine, they got it in the men's competition. They got a big one from Jaime Hill today.
A young competitor, but she's feisty. She'll pull it through when it counts. There's the Tkachev release skill, of which she had 2 in this routine. Lots of height, nicely performed. But the big skill was the dismount. Double front with a half twist. She had some problems earlier in the week in practice, but she stuck it on the day that it counts most.
15-year-old Jaime Hill of Brampton, Ontario. We now move to the Canadians competitors. Salli Wills of Australia on the vault, 14 years old. Along with Annika Reeder, the youngest competitor here in the team event at Memorial Arena.
As I said, the Australians know they're coming in with some weak vaults, and boy, she's going to take a lot of deductions on that one. The top value, the top score she can get is a 9.7.
9.35 is the score that Salli Wills will keep. There's Jaime Hill in the waiting area, a 9.55, Alfie. So she did all she could do for the Canadian effort here at Memorial Arena.
And what she's done is she set up Stella Umeh quite nicely. Stella, the score is there for the taking. She has an outstanding bar routine. If she can put it together, you might see one of the highest scores of the meet.
We saw her just wow a crowd of about 10,000 at Maple Leaf Gardens last November on this uneven bar routine. If there was ever a moment for her to be right in the zone, it's now.
This is where the team needs Stella's experience. As I said, she can do this routine in her sleep. This is an easy one for her. She needs to put it together. 2 release skills planned in this routine. There's the first. same as Jaime Hill, 2 Takachas. It's coming up right here. It's all up to Stella, the dismount. They need this one. Double twist.
And she nails it.
Fantastic.
When it comes to the bars, Canada appears to be at its best. Yesterday in the men's competition, 2 successive high bar routines. Now on the uneven bars, Stella Umeh and Jaime Hill may have saved the Canadian effort.
That was a tough job ahead of Stella, but you know something? Experience. She's 19 years old. She's been in this position before. Unbelievable work by Stella. And you know, this uneven bars routine, this has so greatly improved over the years. This is one of her best apparatus.
Canada with still one more apparatus to go, the beam. You can count on the fact that Stacey Galloway will not be there. We move to the vault again, and Ruth Moniz of Australia.
The only one to perform a different style vault. Ruth performed the Yurchenko with a full twist in a laid out position. This one was out of a 9.8. Little trouble on the landing as well as some form breaks in the air. You can see she struggled to try to nail that landing.
Please march to your 4th and final event.
Ruth Moniz, a 9.475 is the score that she will keep. But the story has been Stella Umeh and a recovered Canadian effort on the uneven bars. 2 great routines by Gymnastics Mississauga teammate Stella Umeh and Jaime Hill as they march on to the 4th and final rotation. 9.675 for Stella. There's a look at the scores after 3 rotations. Remember, South Africa went earlier today. They will be caught. England in first position, 86.050. Canada 0.85 back. That's a lot of ground to make up in the 4th and final rotation. And a huge task facing Lisa Symes and Team Canada in this, the 4th and final rotation of the women's team competition. Scott Russell along with Elfie Schlegel. The Canadians are on the beam, but they're back of England, 0.85.
Basically, Scott, the task at hand is they have to hit all 3 routines. There's absolutely no room for error, and this is not the ideal event to end your competition on.
No room for error on the beam. Stacey Galloway, the 4th member of the Canadian team, is out of the competition with an injured left knee. So far, Lisa Symes is on the money.
She is on. She's hit some of her key difficulties in this routine. Been impressed with her since the national championships. She's come on very strong this year. I think a few people were surprised that she made this Commonwealth Games team. 1 mistake so far in the competition. That was on the uneven bars in her dismount. Nailed the dismount, and she's put in a fine balancing routine for this team.
We saw her have trouble with that routine at the 1993 Canadian Championships in Calgary. Lisa Symes, hugged by Coach Debbie Vidmar. Well, she's risen to the task here with Canadian gold on the line.
Well, she's come through like a true veteran. Believe me, it's not an easy task being the first one up. That sets the mood for the rest of the team, which there are only 2 left. Nice difficulty in this routine, and she ends it all with a double back in a tuck position. Just 1 small step on the landing, but that was a nailed routine.
Lisa Symes back on the sidelines now.